Everybody, and welcome back to another great day. And of course, it's day 150. Woo! 5 months pretty much. So is that cool or what? So 5 months there on Pulsechain. And yeah, we're still early, aren't we? So it's kind of cool there. We're still in bearish market conditions, but I think the outlook for the end of the year, some people are pretty positive about it. So we've still got a few little hurdles out there, but generally we've got some good commentators saying some good things about potentially end-year rally. So we're going to talk about that. So let's get into it and see who's in the house. Who has jumped in here? Yeah, boy. All right, day 150. Pulsechain, pulse gains. All right, lies beneath. How are you today? Very good. It's the weather's pretty wet and sort of mixed outside, but other than that, it's good. Life beneath says Hex, EHEX, PLS and PLSX standing for the 100%. The Richard Hart Golden Strategy, and Life Beneath always brings the alpha there. We've got Humberto as well. Good to see Humberto. Yo. Cheers, Superman and RH family. Catching this live in Miami International Airport. No way. That's pretty awesome. On the way to Chile, Bogota, Colombia. Well, all the best on your holiday there, Humberto, or your trip. Very, very cool. Happy birthday to our founder, Richard Hart. Blessings over your life of health and prosperity. Absolutely. We will be talking about that later on. We've got Craig Pitt. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you, Craig. Welcome to the chat. We've got Sandy Beach in there with the workout. We're going to come back to that. We'll talk about that in a minute too. We've got Sandy Beach says happy birthday to Richard Hart. 100%. Happy birthday, Richard Hart. We've got Hexavator in the house there. Hey, gang. Good to see you, Hexavator. Dan Wednesday in the house there. Communists for the win. Yeah, Communists had a nice 24 hours, didn't it? So what I can see. We're going to talk about that when we get to the project prices. We've got Hex Enthusiast. Morning from Hex Enthusiast. Welcome to the chat as well. Charity Dunning. Hello, Team Hex. Woohoo! Let's go. Who else has jumped in there? What's that? I've got the flag up today. Nice. And a bit of a hang loose. Check my pulse. Good evening, y'all. Good to see Check My Pulse. Big shout out from Sandy Beach. Hello, Hex Token and everybody. We've got Check My Pulse as well. Evening, Superman. Or evening to you. What else there? Anyone heard of the PLS amplifier mining? Yeah, I think that was a bit of a scam, isn't it? Pretty sure that's a scam, that one. I'd be careful with that one. Richie Robinson in the house there. I hope you're doing well, Superman. Thank you for your daily comment. Hey, you're welcome, Richie. Here we are every day. We're documenting Pulsechain, and we're on day 150. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, let's get into some of the content. We're going to start off with Richard Hart's birthday. Yes, we are. Let me just pull it in here. Bam. That's Richard Hart there. Let me set up in the right place, and I like to go up to the top left there. That's Richard Hart's website here, richardhart.com. So happy birthday to Richard, wherever you are around the world, and we wish you the very best. The founder, of course, of Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex, and yeah, Richard Hart is a force for good. This is on his website, richardhart.com, and you can see some of his cool pictures as he's got older here, a little kid rising through the schools, and I think Florida there, wasn't it? And yeah, just growing up there as he was. So pretty cool little photos there. Helping his mother, of course, installing a bidet for his mother last time he was in Florida. So he does the tough work there. Very cool. Making the world a better place. And of course, lots of cool things he's been doing, and that he suggests people do. He always gives advice. Sci-fi books, of course. Yeah, he's done lots of cool things as well. Obviously helped to channel funds into long life research as well. So he's done lots of cool things, and lots of awesome testimonies here from a lot of people as well. Hexologist says, Richard Hart, you helped my family and I achieve things I never thought were possible. You've changed not my family's lives, but many of my friends, and that I am truly appreciative. So we've got quite a few here. KDP, Richard Hart warned you about Terra Luna, Celsius, 3 Arrows Capital, FTX, BlockFi, and Voyager. So he's helped save a lot of people from that. I would say that's, Richard's been the best market caller for these head and shoulders above everybody. He's really called them out name by name, and he's ended up being unbelievably right. Even way better than his price calls. Has been his calls out on how the market would trend, and so I think he's done a super job on that. Hot Dog here says, Richard, thank you for what you have created for us. For many, Hex has already changed so much better, and will continue to. I'm so proud to be Hexkin, and hope that you do more in the future. So lots of cool stuff about Richard Hart there, and some cool stuff I got people to do Obviously, cool things, whole list of that, so you can check all that out. So happy birthday to Richard, wherever you are, and we appreciate all that you've done, and of course your leadership, leading a software team to get everything up and running, and that's been pretty amazing since, I think. So kind of cool. We've got a few comments in the chat there. Let's see who else has made some comments about that. We've got RH for the win, says Lies Beneath. Absolutely. Brendan says, happy birthday, Richard Hart. Absolutely. All right, so that's Richard Hart. So we're going to move on from there, and we're going to get into Sandy Beach. So Sandy Beach has got her workout, and I'm pretty sure that's up further in the link there. There we are. That's the link there to Sandy Beach's a daily update. Oh, she tried, not every day, but most days I think she has updates on health and fitness. Today's workout, 504 meters on the rower. She's recently bought a rower got one in. Walked 2 miles in the park, and she has some really nice parks. So it's always good to find some really good locations that you feel comfortable, that you really enjoy, that kind of uplift your spirit, as it were. Also, she puts out some music here. Thank you, Crypty here for my song. So that's kind of cool. Was it Gravitech there, Full of Stars? So I've never heard of that song, but that is from Sandy Beach. So very cool. Health and fitness is very important. That's going to lead us into the stock markets. So let's jump into the stock market from health and fitness and get into that. We've got a few more comments, I think. Have we? Let's get into a couple of these comments. Archie's just jumped in there. Hi, all good to see Archie. Welcome to the chat. All right, let's get into the stock market. Bam! Stock market had a good day. And like I say, I don't know if you guys know who Tom Lee is. He's from FrontStrat, and he's a real numbers guy. Has some pretty good views. He's not always right, but he's obviously very intelligent, very clued up on these things. Like one of the sort of industry leader, expert type guys. Yeah, he was pretty positive about the markets heading in towards the Christmas period. So the next couple of months, which is kind of cool. The Dow up despite Israel-Hamas war as Fed members signal caution. And we've got the Dow Jones there is actually up 0.6%. So really nice green day for the stock market. It just basically batted off the Hamas terrorist attack on Israel and the ensuing war that's now in play. It's just kind of battered that off. We've got the Dow Jones is up 200 points to 33,600. S&P up 0.6%, 27 points up to 4,335. And this is what Tom Funstrat was indicating. It's at 4,335 now, but he's kind of indicating maybe towards the end of the year getting up to 4,800, which would be pretty cool, man. So we may have a very good market environment leading into the year. My worry is not this year. It's not really the first half of next year. My worry is really the second half of next year after interest rates play out. So we'll see, and the Fed pivot. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So I'm actually fairly optimistic over the next 9 months, particularly the next 3 months. I'd agree with Tom on this one. So the S&P 500, 4,335. He's talking about potentially getting up to 4,800. Obviously, he recognizes there are some challenges out there still. Pretty bullish scenario there from Tom Lee from Fundstrat. Nasdaq there is up 0.4% with all the tech companies in it, 52 points to 13,484, which is pretty cool. So a nice green day in the office to start the week off. Pretty cool. The dollar index there is up a little bit there, dollar 105.8 on the index. It's pretty flat, but it's just a tad. The commodities, if you look at oil, obviously oil there is jumped. West Texas jumped 4%. Brent oil is pretty flat. $86, $88. So somewhere in that ballpark. Let's average it $87 for a barrel of oil. You can get one at get a barrel of oil at your local gas station. Imagine if they sold that, would be pretty hilarious. All right, we got gold at the moment is up 0.6%. It's up $11 to $18.75. Silver is up 1.4%. So silver having a nice day there, up 30 cents to $22. So hit that $22 mark. That's pretty cool for silver. All right, let's get in some of the news here. Federal Reserve officials signal caution on further rate hikes. So Federal Reserve officials, including the Fed Vice Chair Philip Jefferson and Dallas Fed President Laurie Logan. I can't remember exactly how many presidents are on the Fed. I think it's 21 or something like that in that ballpark. I can't remember the exact number, but struck a current tone on the need for further rate hikes. So they struck a caution tone on the need for further rate hikes, which would be good. We want to get this terminal rate behind us, although I still think that there's one one now hanging out there now, just as they've indicated. So maybe it's November, December, we'll see, indicating that the recent climb in Treasury yields, which has tightened financial conditions, would help the Fed in its battle against inflation. We are in a sensitive period of risk management. We're in a sensitive period of risk management. Of course, we've talked about that several times, risk management in these kind of times, where we have to balance the risk of not having tightening enough against the risk of policy being too restrictive. And we typically, historically, we always see them overshooting. And of course, this is the fastest rate hike in history. So the chance of them overshooting is very real, and they're not really monetarist, right? So which I think is the better way of looking at monetary policy. But hey, they are. That's why they keep missing it all the time. They keep missing the ball. Jefferson said, worried that tightening too much risks a larger than intended slowdown in the economy. And of course, we saw Jerome Powell talking about, not necessarily targeting a soft landing, which means, if you're going to have a hard landing, kind of basically recession, negative GDP growth, basically. Logan, meanwhile, said that there may be less need to raise the Fed funds rate following a rise in long-term interest rates. So those are those 10-year rates that we talked about yesterday. And that's kind of a little bit more softening in tone. So fingers crossed there. We want to get the terminal rate behind us. And the terminal rate is coming at 5.5% on the federal funds rate. And we don't really want it to go much higher than that. I think the market can absorb it. I think the property market's going to have a lot of problems at 5.5%, but I think the rest of the market can handle that, although it's kind of at the top of that ceiling. If we go anywhere past that, like significantly, that's when we're going to see, a real hard landing, and a lot of other sectors really get hurt, is my guess there. So that is kind of the news there. There was some other updates around things, but we're going to jump through all of that and get into crypto. So green on the stock market. How far we got to go for? Let's quickly go to Fed Monitor and have a look at see what that is before we go to the crypto market. We've got 3 weeks and 1 day and 18 hours to go, and that's our window of opportunity, right? And we've got the 1st of November is the meeting at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Currently, so those comments must have really helped because now only 12% of people are expecting a rate hike of another 25 basis points to 5.75. So that's really good news, folks. Remember last week, we were earlier in sitting around 30%, down to like 20%. It was sort of moving up and down there. Now we're down 12%. So most people thinking of no change in November. That's good news. So our window of opportunity just keeps getting better. We had really good comments about Tom Funstrat there about the S&P 500. We've got good comments coming out of some of these presidents, maybe toning things down a bit more. And now we've got the market now thinking no change in November. But what does December have? That's probably the key there. December still got 25% there, thinking we're going to get a rate hike there. So I think one's still in the game, but we're definitely having better news coming with the softening of the Federal Reserve. So fingers crossed on that. That brings us into the crypto. And we've got markets still holding up. I mean, it looks it's red across the board today. There's some real down days there. But BTC there at 27,605, down 1.1%. BTC is kind of holding everything up in some ways, but we do have a lot of the altcoins down. Ethereum is down 3% at 1580. We're going to talk about that as well in particular. We've got some other big movers down. We've got Matic is down 5.4%. AVAX is down 5.66%. What else there? ICP, I think, was up yesterday. That's down 5%. And of course, what do we got else there? Link is down 5% as well. So we have some of the majors there down quite a bit. BNB is down 2.4%. XRP down 2.7%. Solana down 4.6% there, pretty major. So anything in red's basically over 5% down or more. Some pretty big deals there. So down across the board, let's have a quick look at Bitcoin quickly on the chart. This is our window of opportunity, and I think the window of opportunity is still looking pretty good here. We obviously got a big down day here, but we've still got a golden cross, we've still got a lot of good stuff coming up ahead of us here at the moment. So we got the 1st of November is that Fed meeting, and it looks like we're going to get a no change. That's what the market expects, almost 90%. And then of course we've got the budget stopgap as well. So we've still got the US Speaker House thing, and of course the budget there is something has to be done by the 16th of November there. But that's a bit later, so we've still got plenty of time to go in our window of opportunity. So that is a quick on Bitcoin. Let's have a quick look at the Ethereum there. So Ethereum obviously is down 3% there at 1580, and of course, look what happens. Look what happens, dumpers. Ethereum slides as Ethereum Foundation swaps 2.7 million Ethereum. If it's not Vitalik, it's Ethereum Foundation selling down. So yeah, the foundation periodically sells tokens to cover costs, creating a temporary sell-off event in markets. I guess it's not as bad as XRP and Ripple, but it's certainly pretty bad. Ethereum prices slipped some 1.5% the past few hours as traders seem to react to a wallet apparently belonging to the Ethereum Foundation that sold a portion of its allocated tokens. And of course, there's the wallet address there. Swapped over 1,700 Ethereum for 2.7 million USDC on Monday. The wallet is tagged as a grant provider on blockchain tracker Etherscan and holds nearly $400,000 worth of tokens as of Monday morning. And of course, as of the time writing, the Ethereum Foundation did not publicly reveal specifics of what it intended to do with the proceeds. Traders reacted on to the move nevertheless, with ETH extending losses to 1.8% in the past 24 hours, leading into the slump with major tokens. And of course, the Ethereum Foundation develops applications and programs for the Ethereum network, but isn't an official entity or a centralized group that controls what happens on the chain. However, it remains very influential and can impact token prices on Ethereum and the inherent outlook among investors or developers. As of April 2022, it held over almost 1.29 billion in Ethereum. Wow. Which represented over 0.297% of the total Ether supply at the time and about 300 million in non-crypto assets. So, dump down on all your users, I guess, to pay some costs. I guess it's justified if you think about it being an investment in the future, but still, what's it going to be used for? All that good stuff. So the market is down on Ethereum there at down 3%, 1580. And of course, we've had pretty low gas prices, right? So let's bring up wholesale money. We have pretty low gas prices. That's probably just feeding into that as well. So we're going to talk about gas prices soon, but Gwei is still at 5 here at the moment. And we're pretty much hitting 10th of October, which is last year when it went up, right? So that's pretty much it. All right, so we're going to move away from that and get into Pulsechain, day 150. Before we do that, though, let's catch up in the chat and see where else has jumped in here. We got up to Archie, didn't we? We got Wookie in the house. Good to see Wookie. Welcome to the chat. Harry Williams, yo. Joey Torres as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Joey. And we got Daniel at Hilla Tech. Good to see you, Daniel. Welcome to the chat as well. It's got the fire on. I like that. Let's go Pulse, says Wookie. HS said Hex and SB in the house there, catching up. End of work. Hey, nice one, Hex and SB. Appreciate you jumping in there as well. All right, let's get back to it. Bam. We got Pulsechain day 150. And we got the price of Pulse there at quadruple 0435. It's down 2.8%. It's now at 44% of sacrifice price at the moment. We've got Pulsex at quadruple 0115. It's down 2.23%. It's at 11.5% of sacrifice price is the mean price, of course, for sacrifice. Buy and burn, of course, is the talk of the town. And man, it's good today. 471 billion Pulsex has been bought and burned, not just bought and burned. Not just burned, but bought and burned. And of course, this is superior tokenomics to other chains where we got these big buy and burn features in the system. Basically, all the tokens were issued through the sacrifice price process. And of course, now they're just sort of basically shrinking and being eaten away by all the trades. So all the hundreds of trading pairs are buying and burning Pulsex, which is pretty cool. We've got the incentive token is $1.02. The ratio is actually still holding up there, 23,419, and that's kind of cool. It's down 3.73% today, so it's kind of the worst performer out of that. Well over 13 million incentive tokens in existence, but of course the TRH game there has burnt 102,470 tokens there. So big shout out to Jacob and his team for that. PHEX at the moment is on the weaker side. 00765, it is down 3%. EHEX is at 0031, so that's really weak on the EHEX there. The combined price of EHEX and PHEX together is 1.07 cents. So just still managing to stay over 1 cent. But, we're sitting at 1.1, 1.2 cents. And now we're down at 1.07 cents there on the combined price of EHEX and PHEX. One PHEX will get you 176 pulse at the moment, so that's definitely weakened. And one PHEX will get you 2.47 EHEX, which is, a little bit similar to yesterday. Not too much change there. So those are the gold and cryptos, and they're down today. And of course, we're going to have a look at, we're going to go to have a look at the charts first. Should we look at the charts? Let's go to charts first. So let's have a quick look here. I actually forgot to format them. But here we are. We've still got our triangle in place, but it's definitely being put under pressure here on the old triangle. So we do need to bounce off here tomorrow. So we've got a new candle starting right in 9 minutes. We'll have a brand new candle. We need a daily candle. We need that to start moving back up there. So we're just holding on just briefly here to this ascending triangle. So fingers crossed on that one as well. What else? We got the RSI. It must have cooled off quite a bit. Yeah, RSI on the daily is down at 47. So it's really cooled off as well. All right, it's been 10 weeks, isn't it? 10 weeks since the SEC event, and 70 days. So 10 weeks since the SEC event, and of course we're about to have potentially we've got the Fetch Oracle launching this week, is my guess, and that's going to unleash all the big protocols. So we'll see what happens in the week ahead. Right. What day is that? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday here, Monday in the United States. Let's jump over to Pulsechain and have a quick look at that. That is Pulsechain there at the moment. So pretty similar story. Quadruple 01146. Got tightening Bollinger Bands, but so far it's slightly to the downside. So we really need that to uplift there as well. And the RSI is just below 50 on this one, 47, something like that. All right, let's go to incentive token ratio. We're going to just flip it. Actually, we're at $1.01 at the moment on the price, but let's flip the ratio and we'll get pulse there. So we had a nice little pump back here on the 7th on the amount of pulse that you need for one incentive token. And of course, that has been managed to hold up really at the moment, but certainly starting to slide. We're at 23,418. So a nice little stopgap here for the incentive. What might hold it up in the future? Maybe the DAO coming out, maybe single-sided staking, in the future, maybe Pulsechain, the Power City Earn protocol. That's going to collateralize Pulsechain. That's going to be a big deal, I actually think. And then, of course, maybe some other third-party protocol wildcard out there. You guys know some of the options that are out there. Let's go to PHEX. PHEX on the chart. That is it at the moment. Let's quickly look at the chart there. So still pretty much trying to hold up here as well. Getting a bit weak on this side. We've got tightening Bollinger Bands, but so far it's breaking to the downside. So really need a green candle tomorrow. The day ahead, we need a really green candle there. EHEX as well. It's been pretty on the downsides. Is really weak on the EHEX. So fingers crossed we get a green candle tomorrow as well on that one to save some grace there. All right, there we are. I guess the next 24 hours very critical for that chart formation there for the ascending triangle. So fingers crossed on that. I don't know if Brennan has any opinion on that. Let us know in the chat there, Brennan. But we're going to get into some of the other stuff as well. I want to talk about Coast to Coast, the stable coin. This is the first stable coin we've got on Pulsechain, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from this. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Do you see what I see there, Stoic? And of course, CST circulating supply has stormed past $2 million. Pulsechain is going to be just fine. And of course, what the target of Coast is the our only fiat on-ramp direct to Pulsechain. You basically 50 countries now opened. I think they're going to try and open it to something over 160 countries. So yeah, big deal. But I liking what I'm seeing here. Definitely share this work. It's really the community that makes a big deal with this. Community should get out there and help onboard fiat. We've obviously got bridges and cost chain. We need more development in that area, but we've certainly got enough to grow and build for the cross chain crypto. But that's within crypto, right? Coast is really bringing in trade-fi money or traditional money and bring it by fiat into CSD stablecoins. So I really encourage you to get out there and use your referrals, spread the word. If you're looking to share about Pulsechain, use that. Obviously, we've got Brian, our community leader, his links in the video description if you want to use that. And I'm not sure if he's watching, but he could post that in the chat as well. But it is in the video description if you want to get to that. You get 5,000 weight tokens as well as a bonus, so really important for that. Yeah, and if you want to get cheaper fees on the Coast platform, you need 100,000 weight tokens, and they're not badly priced at the moment, so that's not going to cost you too much either, especially if you're dollar cost averaging as well. So the cost there. But the cool news, folks, cool news. Look at that, woohoo! Over $2 million. This is great, and heading towards that 5 million. And they've been growing by bigger amounts too, which is really cool. I've been really enjoying seeing that, and you can see the mint here in blue. See the mints in blue? This is on a weekly profile. and you can see it's just really started to climb lately, which is really, really exciting to see that, and we want that to just continue as well. So get out there, spread the word, make that happen. So that's good news on that front. Let's go to the validators as well here on day 150. And the validators there is at 44,255. So looking pretty good, pretty much around the all-time high levels. We got 1.42 trillion is staked with the validators, and of course that is about 9.3% of the total public supply of Pulse. That doesn't include the 4,096 validators that burn about 132 billion Pulse, and of course the EIP 1459 burning of Pulse as well. So that's kind of cool. Obviously, validators are earning quite a bit of Pulse there in the year. And I think Gold Key's done some calculations on that. I might bring those in maybe tomorrow. We'll have a look at those. Gas there. Let's look at the gas prices. We're 303 times cheaper than Ethereum. And of course, Ethereum is as cheap as it gets at the moment, pretty much. And we got Bitcoin with 141 times cheaper than Bitcoin, which is pretty amazing. Where beats are around 600,000 today. So it's kind of in the low range. Typically 400,000 to 600,000 seems to be kind of the low range. And that is where we are at the moment. So it costs 0.8 of a penny for a Pulsex swap, 0.05 of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 0.2 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer at the moment. So there we are. There's some cool numbers. Let's have a look at the transactions as well for day 150, since we're doing kind of a full review of that. We've got a real jump today. So on the 7th of October, we had 323,000 transactions. We jumped up to 393,000, which is 70,000 more on the 8th of October. So that's good news, right? Really, really good news there as well. So kind of cool. All right, that is kind of the highlights. Let's jump away to the GUI here. We can see the Ethereum GUI is down at 5, so really, really low on the GUI. Really super, super low. You can see, look at that. Wow, 4.94. We broke the 5 while we're doing live stream here. I don't think we've broken the 5 at all. Oh, yeah, we have once or twice. Maybe once there, earlier there. But other than that, we're down at the all-time lows. Wow, 4.94. And, of course, if we go back a year ago, we can see that we're definitely down in the low points now. But the last time we had that was, now we're on 10th September. So, 10th September? Yeah. So we were actually on the 10th September last year, we're at 32 GUI. And it started to rise up in the GUI. So is this going to dissipate soon? It's obviously going to be slightly different profile this year. But when is that going to start rising like it did last year? We will have to see how we go there. Obviously, if we get that bullish final quarter, October, November, December, having a nice little run at some stage during this time with the stock market and crypto, that would be, we may get rid of all this low GUI. We'll see. Good times to do in staking for Hex or new stakes, and of course minting Zen or anything else you want to do with gas transactions because it's super cheap at the moment. But don't get too used to it, because when the high grade comes back that things get expensive again, especially on Ethereum, right? So Pulsechain's the place to be for that. All right, let's get into, we're going to get into the crypto markets. We're going to talk about Richard Heart tokens. We're going to get into the PRC20s, have a quick look at that. We're going to sort by the liquidity, because I think it's much better to do that. We've got a Tropa at the moment is at 0.009,300. So we've had, pretty much moving sideways at the moment on a Tropa, typically between the range of 7,800 and 1,200 there as well. So we're currently at 9,300 or 93 hundredths of a penny, is it? No, 9 hundredths of a penny. So it's pretty much it at the moment. Will it get to this 1 cent? That's 1 cent up the top there. It's got to get up there, but first of all, it's got to break the all-time high, which is just under 0.3 of a penny to get to 1 cent. So we'll see what happens. Certainly got lower volumes in at the moment, but hey, maybe we'll get some nice green days. Maybe if today is a green day, we'll get a nice green day. It's just at the end of the day here for this chart. So fingers crossed. Wrap Bitcoin is at $78. Teddy Bear is up 4.4%. And what else? We got the Treasury bill is up 1.2%. Tropa there is up 3%. What's that? Everything else is pretty out of the leaders there. The big maker is down, so everything else is pretty much down as we go down. Remember, it's all getting small liquidity here. So that's pretty much it on the PRC20s. Let's jump over to the meme coins and let's have a look here. So we got by liquidity. We've got Access Alive has cooled off here a bit. Let's have a look at Access Alive. It's had a huge pump, right? Yeah, and now to sell off, right? Always trying to sell off the top here. You got to keep an eye on the chart. You've got to watch it roll over, right? Maybe it's where was the evidence for a rollover? The 4 hourly, 4 hourly here or an hourly? Let's have a look. There's evidence for a rollover. Definitely the hourly here. That looks like a rollover right there. So you probably would have want to exit in that zone there as well. All right. Yeah, use the shorter time frames to see if you can identify a rollover because you want to sell the top, right? So, all right. That is it on Axis, but otherwise it's still holding up $8,000. Man, what a wick down though to 6,600. And of course, it's got some ridiculous market cap here, $8 billion. So that's hilarious. we got where the ETH go here is at 51 cents, so that's up 4%. We got Hex Orange Address is down 10%. Poor Pleb is up 19%, and Pulse Dodge there is flat, which is interesting. So 2 out of 3 are up quite a bit, particularly Poor Pleb. And you guys have been talking about this for days and weeks. So it's not like don't complain to me if you miss it. On this when it does finally go, but that's a nice little bounce there. And it definitely hit our target zone of buying, right? Yesterday at 3,500, although 3,000 is would have been really cool to get in there, but definitely 3,500 is the top of the range, and we talked about that yesterday on Poor Pleb. Why are we talking about that? Because the 9-inch DEX, of course, when that launched, it's a meme DEX, and these should all do well because they're all likely to get single-side staking support, at least at the beginning, which could be pretty bullish. Pulse Dodge, though, didn't really move and did bounce off our zone. Oh, bounced off our zone. 3,000. That's when I said, that's the top of the accumulation range. Now, I think you could reasonably get it now at 3,600. But of course, if you want a nice cheap zone, that's the top of the cheap zone on here. And yeah, it bounced off that. So interesting stuff on the old Pulse Dodge. So anyway, kind of cool. What else has done pretty well? Let's have a look here. We've got, that's pretty much it really, as Poor Pleb is the standout performance in the memes and 9-inch DEX there. Let's go to the final category, Pulsechain projects, the main category. I cannot say this enough. This is the main category, Pulsechain projects. These are the ones that actually have utilities. They're basically businesses, most of them, not all of them, but most of them. Some of them are GameFi, a few things that are a bit more speculative, but there is a lot of utilities here, bridges and dexes and things like that. They're only as good as the amount of customers they have, right, though, and the tokenomics, how good the tokenomics is. We got this sorted by liquidity. So we've got nothing that's really leading here. The best by liquidity is Pulse Kitten. It's up 5% there. Pulse LN is doing pretty well, though, 24%. Let's have a quick look at Pulse LN. This is the on-ramp to Pulsechain. And look at that chart. Wow. 1/4 cent almost, 2.4 cents. And, of course, this is Pulse LN. It has Lightning Network, Bitcoin to Pulsechain, BNB, Pulsechain, and, of course, Optimism Pulsechain. Really, really cool. I haven't used it myself, but it definitely seems to be doing popular there. So nice news. I don't think there's any news out for it because I checked all the project news items, and but it's certainly pumping. Yeah, very cool on Pulse LN. Now somebody else was talking about something else there earlier. Communist, wasn't it? I think I've got Communist on my list. Let's quickly go down through here. Water is up 17%. Nice to see that. It's part of the GameFi for that. Trust Swap is up. The liquidity is so small, it's not worth talking about that. I'm pretty sure I got Communist on the list. Let me quickly look here. We've got the Communist on the list. What do I have? Yeah, Communist. Here it is. Communist. So what people talk about Communist doing really well, but there's only $500 liquidity in this thing. So I'm not sure. Is there another Communist? Let me have a look and see whether I'm missing one of the liquidity pools. Communist. I'm missing one of the liquidity pools. Well, 48 there. Have I got that one? I've got that one there. 38, 48. I think we've got a couple others here. What do we got there? Pulse. We'll add that one to the Pulsechain projects. Add that one to the Pulsechain projects. Why not? And what's this one? PulseX.com. Oh, we'll add that too. Why not? That's all part of the same. Bam. And let's go to the Pulse one here. So let's see if that's holding up too with the bigger liquidity. Very small liquidity though, but there we are. Big pump on that one. 282%, $3,000 liquidity. Very small retail play, but I know people are excited about it. I had a couple of people contact me, go, Communist is pumped up, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Liquidity is pretty small though, right? So anyone can pump that thing to Billy Goat's gruff, right? That's pretty funny. All right, that is pretty much that. Wow. So these are pretty much the Pulsechain projects, and of course we are. What are we looking for? I don't know where we're going here. We're going here. We're going to the watch list, and that's pretty much it on the projects. So we saw by percentages. Obviously, Communist doing very well there. TrustSwap is that up 45%, but it's very small liquidity. The best performer really is Water, is up 29% on decent liquidity, 12K for the retail book, and Pulse LN at 24% on that 15K, and then of course Pulse getting doing pretty well. Now some of the really if you guys know Pulse Rate, it's like an ROI platform. It's a bit like Spark Swap and stuff like that, but it doesn't have the same tokenomics. But that is down dramatically. Look at this. So back when it first launched, it was up at $9,100, and it is now $29. So this is where you learn your lessons in crypto, is if you're in the speculative ROI platform. And hey, look, they've delivered everything that I can see. I'm not aware of any untoward behavior. It seems to be professionally launched and run. But this one, it's like wow, that is dramatic. That is obviously down 99.68%. But some people up here were paying, $9,000 for a P share when it first came out. Obviously, not as many P shares around, but now they're $29. So you got to learn lessons from these kind of charts and projects on good old Pulse Rate. I'll pull it up quickly just so you can see what I'm talking about. If you're not listening or don't know what I'm talking about there, this is it here. This is the DAT Pulse Rate. They have earning, right? So you can, they've got a couple of products, staking, farms, boardroom, bonds. Bonds come into play if the system is in trouble, which it already is, right? The TWAP goes below 1 and it's already at 0.41. But it's something pretty insane. When the price of the P share goes down dramatically, like as the actual boardroom rates of return are unbelievable. So at the moment, there's only 6,000 TVL in here. I can't remember what it was at the high, but it was pretty high, whatever that was. And the estimated reward is down $983. But look at the daily here, 16% on the daily. The APR is like 6,000%. But of course, as soon as you get in there, if the chart keeps going down, if the $29 keeps going down to like $2, you lose all your capital before you even get your rate back, right? So there's lessons to be learned there, right? That's why I'm pointing it out. But if you put $1,000 in this now, you're going to get $163 a day, but this may go down. Your capital may go down much faster than the rate that you're even recovering on this, which is spectacular, right? If you could do that, that'd be spectacular. But it's just like the capital, you're going to lose your capital before you even get it, probably at the rate this chart's going down, right? All right, so that is kind of cool. They do have some GameFi in there, some games and stuff like that, so which is pretty good, and they have delivered quite a bit on that front. But it is super risky. All right, we got Pulsechain. Some of the cool. This is a cool ecosystem here by the Crypto Bee. This is one of the ecosystem maps that are out there. This is kind of the latest and greatest. I thought I'd pull this out just to show you how much stuff is coming down the pipeline. We're talking about over 180 projects here. I'm not sure if they're all on this list, but they're definitely growing. I think PUSD might have the biggest list, but you can sort of see all the DeFi that's coming to Pulsechain. A lot of stuff. Some of it has launched. A lot of it has not launched. And so, yeah, you're talking about DeFi, incubators, domains, oracles, bridges, privacy, Hex derivatives, NFT Pulse, stable coins, wallets, NFT marketplaces, guilds, analytics, content hub. There's lots of stuff that are not even on here that I can see straight off the bat there. We've got on-ramps, off-ramps, lots of cool stuff, gaming, trade dexes. Obviously, we're going to have metaverses and things like that. Looks like we've got a whole content creator list here as well. So yeah, it's kind of cool, Matt, though. Thought you'd find that kind of cool. You can get access to that in the Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, the link is in the video description. And of course, you can join up. It is under the projects list. We have a useful links and a project list. Those are two main information chats groups in there. And you can find this, link to this in the creator in the Discord there. All right, let's jump away from that. That is pretty much on the markets. We're going to get to hex.com. We are now 40 minutes on the hour, but let's get back in the chat before we do the Hex daily stats. Let's go and have a look at who's jumped in here. We got Tintop in the house there. What's up? Excellent. Good to see you, Tintop. Christian says time to scoop some, not financial advice. Crypto Luckbox says, check out that Axis. Yeah, pretty amazing. We looked at quite a big pullback though today on the old Axis, but still some pretty crazy market cap. Less than 10 minutes left to stake your base and team. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to talk about that. Let me pull that up because I was meant to talk about that base and team. Yeah, it's about to close. Let me have a look at a dip catcher. Dip catcher. So our base is a I think it's finished actually. It looks like it's closed. Perpetuals. I think it's closed. Yeah, so let me pull that back up. Thanks for reminding me there, Sandy Beach. Bam. So this was from Dip Catcher. Richard Hart's favorite music is drum and bass. 12 minutes left to join base at the perpetuals there. 5 minutes left. That was 15 minutes ago, so it's probably closed now on the old list there. What we're going to go to Pulsechain, and let's see. We'll link up there. Bam. So you could mint. I think it's closed. Yeah, minting phase is over. It's over. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Yeah, we missed it. I missed it by 10 minutes. Thanks, Sandy Beach, though. Sandy Beach almost got me into time there. Pudding Guru says, thanks, Superman. You're welcome. Less than 1 minute. Sorry about that. I missed those comments. So I missed them out. I'm out. The new base team is staked for another year. Woo! It is closed, says Sandy Beach. You're right. You're right. No, we got there at the end, but it is over. So what can you do if you've actually minted your base? You can go to Diamond Hands and you can stake your base. You can stake your base in here and earn extra rewards. You must read the fine print. Where do staker rewards come from for staking your base for Diamond Hands? 20% early unlock penalty from people who have leave the Diamond Hands Club before the base stake ends. So you get a bit from that. Any other mysterious sources that choose to send supported reward tokens to the reward bucket contract. Perhaps Team Maximus team members may send some team or maxi to the reward bucket. Incentivize participation in the pools. That'd be entirely voluntary and should not be expected. So there we are. That's some of the extra stuff there. Let's go to the dashboard, see if that updated. What else there? It's saying the total amount of base is 97 million here. I don't know if this is completely up to date. Is that up to date? 10th of the 10th. Saying 10th of the 10th. Start date day 1407. 10th of the 10th, 2023. Stake end day 1776, which is a good year. 10, 13, 24. So there we are, 2024. Wow. That's the contract address. Total supplier base, 97 million. That's fantastic. It must be in a big rally at the end. Because that was just over 100 million, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was. I think it was 101 million, was it? I think it was. Yeah, I think so. So that's pretty cool. 97 million. That's very good. That's very encouraging. We got Valiant and Healthcare. What's going on with all these reflection coins that just listed on Pulsechain? Are they legit or scams? Sorry if you have already talked about them. No, I haven't really talked about a lot of those at all, Valiant. I think the only one I really generally talk about is Pulse Reflections because that's sort of got a big community. But other than that, not really. Yeah, we got family channel. We got family channel. We got to delete that. Sorry, man. I got to delete that comment. All right, bam. We got Knoxball in the house there. Good to see Knoxball. Welcome to the chat. So congratulations to Maximus team, Dip Catcher and Gold Key, and that is pretty good. I'm pretty encouraged by that. I mean, it's not more than, but it's almost as much as the original. So it's kind of cool. People were able to redeem, of course. The stake is still ongoing. Wait until it's over to redeem. So that's just started. So you have to wait another, was that 369 days approximately, something like that, till the end. And operate stake. I'm not sure what that part there. Stake ID. I guess it's reward bunk balance. So reward bucket balance. I guess these are rewards that are in there at the moment. So very cool. All right, so that is it. It is closed. Sorry, I missed that one at the end there, but I had that on my mind to talk about, but I forgot about it. And Sandy Beach brought it home. Thank you. All right, let's do a refresh here and see whether Dip Catcher's made any comment on that. Here's the developer. We just completed our second successful base stake start. Final numbers 94. Oh, 94. That's a little bit different from what we saw on the thing. We had 97. Remember. 94.7, maybe he's just flipped it around. EHEX prints, it's EHEX. So we were looking at the Pulsechain side, but he's got 109 here, which is much even higher So I'm not sure those numbers that we're looking at obviously weren't updated. They weren't final. Maybe there's a lag or something. 94.7 million EHEX principal stake, which is fantastic for 417 T-shares. Originally, they had about 5,500 T, no, 5,200, 5,300 T-shares, I think it was, something like that in the first year. But obviously, the share rate's gone up, right? Share rate's gone up. 109 million PHEX principal stake for 4,633 days. So the fact that these are pretty high, presumably they've got a lot of the bigger pays better bonus as well. So it's kind of cool. So they get about 20% bonus for the 1 year, and then bigger pays better bonus. So they must get about 2/3 of that. So congratulations to everybody involved. Well done. So nice little uplift there too at the end. Looks like P base there got really pushed up to the upside. So really nice there. So 4,600 T shares on the old Pulsechain side. Really cool. Terrific results. Go base. Hex. Let's go. All right, that's cool. So really good there. Leave them a shout out. I'll post that in the chat there if you want to leave them a shout out, because that's well worth doing, right? That's fantastic results. All that Hex is off the market too, which is kind of cool. There it is. That's the link to the catches there. Very cool results. All right, we might post that too in the Discord later on, so I might keep that open. Hex daily stats. Let's get into it. Hex.com. We're going to get into the results. So day 407, I guess. That's not out for Ethereum yet, but it is out for Pulsechain. So we've got the results for day 150 on Pulsechain for Hex. Hex.com, folks. You can check it out. That's the website. And you can buy Hex on Ethereum or Pulsechain, and then burn it for T-shares. And T-shares is like ownership. And then you can start mining for Hex. That's pretty much how you do it. And you can do it either on Pulsechain or Ethereum. We're going to look at the Pulsechain results. 9th of October 2023, day 150. We'll get the price there at 7,600 of a penny, down 3% today. So we had 3 little down days there. But the T-share payouts have been really strong. 6.707 Hex per T-share. We got a big jump in the share rate. Wow, 253. Wow, we are expecting it to ratchet up this year. There is a particularly big move in the share rate this year, and we hit 30,000. Wow. I can't say wow enough, because that is pretty crazy. We had the base stake doing really good results. We got T-share rate there at 30,000. Earlier pays better, right? Earlier pays better. Share rate is going up, and that's important. We've got the average mining length there, 6.96 years. We've got the APY rate there, 38.61%. Let's have a look at the T-shares, down 25,000 today. We had 3 down days. We're sitting at 9,789,000 T-shares on a Pulsechain. We were used to this being well over 9.8 million, and it's down today. So we'll see whether some of those T-shares obviously stake as well. We've got the base, of course, playing out, and we'll see how we go. All right, let's have a look at the growth there. We've got 9.54% of all Hexes locked on the old Pulsechain. We had another good day of penalties, 1.6 million, and we've got 65.7 million Hex in the reward pool today. So Hex has T-shares in the ownership pool. Those owners get the reward pool with a payout pool here, and share that based on how much T-shares they've got. The way you get more T-shares in the ownership pool, of course, is longer pays better. 20% more shares per year up to 10 years, 200%, and bigger pays better up to 150 million, up to 10% bonus for there. And of course, the base there, you just saw that base product, which is a derivative of Hex, allows pooled staking, and of course, they got a big part of that bonus. And of course, early pays better, right? Because you want the share rate's going up all the time. You want to get in before the share rate goes up, and it went up big time today. But on the 22nd of November, we're expecting that to go up by 1,400 Hex per T-share. So earlier pays better as well. So early pays better, longer pays better, and bigger pays better to get more of that Hex in the reward, T-shares in the reward pool, in the ownership pool, and so you get more of the rewards. Pretty much it. All right, current holders are up 192. We've got those are liquid holders. We've got 35 more T-share miners. We're at 124,378 T-share miners on the old Pulsechain. So that's growing very nicely. Hex on the Pulsechain side. I'm liking the numbers there. We've got the day 107 is hot off the press for Ethereum as well. That's also the 9th of October. So this is the Ethereum chain now for Hex. We got the price there at just over 0.3 of a penny, down 2.3%. So we had 5 little down days there. The payout for TCS 6.674, so lower than the Pulsechain side. And the share rate jump is only small compared to the Pulsechain. We had 250, we only got 33 here. We're sitting at 29,833, so we're still below the 30,000 mark, which we got on the Pulsechain. The average mining length is 7.12 years, so it's longer on Ethereum, and the APY there 39.35%. Those are for existing T-share miners, by the way. The T-shares are down 28,600. We're sitting at 9,747,900. My goodness gracious me. This is the ownership pool shrinking there. That's some crazy stuff right now. Let's go over to the lock percentage of coins. 9.27% of X is locked on the Pulsechain. So that's lower than the Pulsechain side. Sorry, that's on Ethereum. And we got penalties there, 433,000. So pretty modest compared to the Pulsechain. We've got 65 million in that reward pool. We've got 10 increase of 10 liquid holders of Hex on the Ethereum chain. Decrease of 2 miners on the old ETH chain there was just below 120,000, so 119,942. So there's about 4,300 more miners on the Pulsechain side than there is on Ethereum. So that's day 150 for Pulsechain and day 1407 for the Ethereum chain. We're now on day 1408 on Ethereum and day 151 on the Pulsechain. So hex.com, check it out, folks. Do your own due diligence, of course. Nothing on this channel is financial advice. But if you want some help, get into our Discord, and we've got a crypto helpline in there, which is pretty cool. That's a great place to be. And we've got some amazing people that help people out in there. And I'm thinking of people like Jenny and Brian and many others as well. All right, that is that. Let's jump back into the chat, and we're going to wrap it up because that's where we are. That's where we are today. But first, we're going to check out all the comments. What else there we got? I get so excited. Oh no, we got that back in there. Did I accidentally put that up there? Please refine, control yourself. What else there we got? Cheers, super duper. You're welcome. We got Pumpkin Owl there. Hello, Hex Pulse family. What's it? Made a fat base stake last night, says Pumpkin Owl. Wonder what price Hex will be in a year. Any guesses? 10 cents would be cool. We got Pumpkin Out is goes to show how little a move can really amplify gains made on today's purchases. DCA baby, says Pulse Out. Absolutely. On these pullbacks, it's a really, really good place to be. What else there? Pumpkin Out says this is the best absolutely alpha chain. Awesome stuff. All right, we're going to jump away from that. That's pretty much it. I think we've covered up everything. That's day 150, isn't that cool? Tommy Lee is from Fundstrats is bullish about the end of the year. We've seen the market 90% thinking we're not going to have another rate rise in interest rates. We've got a little bit of stuff around the US government and the budget, but apart from that, the market sort of batted off. There's anything else that's been thrown out at the moment. And looks possibly like earnings will do quite well for the fourth quarter. So fingers crossed. And we've got, most importantly for Pulsechain, we've got most of the big stuff still coming. We've got over 180 projects. Most of them haven't launched, and as a percentage. And I think that's pretty cool. And the biggest ones to come. So a lot of stuff, cool stuff coming up ahead of us, I think. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell if you're on Superman Crypto, if you're on Pulsechain YouTube or here on Hex Token channel. Smash the subscribe button, and if you want to join as a member, hit the join button as well. Help support the channel. And of course, if you haven't joined our Discord, it's open to everybody from all those channels. Definitely join. The links in the video description. And of course, if you want to on-ramp some fiat onto Pulsechain, you can do it with the Coast referral link. We've got some referral links in the chat there as well for that. So go for gold. Spread the word too. Get your own referral code. Spread it around. If you're onboarding people, telling people about Pulsechain, it really is super early. And there's so much good opportunities on Pulsechain as well. Generally, I would suggest people stick to the blue chip stuff, the top protocols, as opposed to speculative stuff. But if you like speculative stuff, there's plenty on Pulsechain for that too. What else? Let's jump away. Pumpkin Owl says, thanks, guys. You're welcome. And Valiant says Super Friends channel, absolutely. And Lies Beneath, you rock and roll. We're gonna have to play some rock and roll now. Take care all, says Lies Beneath. Love you, says Pumpkin Owl. Thank you, Hex Token from Sandy Beach there. And of course, there is the link to the Hex Token Discord. Big shout out. All right, take care, everybody. Let's play some music. And I'm going to play one of Sandy Beach's favorites. You know what it is, Sandy. Here it comes. Here it comes. All right. Bye for now. Peace out.
Well, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. And occasionally I think back to that twerk, Richard Hart bringing his game. Well, I didn't make the sacrifice 'cause I came too late, but day one I'm still making it rain. Oh, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulse X. Won't be long before I'm going to bed wearing a Rolex. There's so much to love about it, I can't pick my favorite. It's almost better than sex. Well, oh, I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulse X. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your Hex. Might as well start with 5555, a financial suplex. Generational wealth is just a click away. It's a Nobel Prize worthy flex. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your Hex. A financial suplex, a Nobel Prize worthy flex. You better stake your Hex.